And we are back here on the Rad Radio Sports Show, entering the final 15 minutes of the segment. I'm your host, Mike Gronowski, alongside my co-host, Mike Silverman.
And, Mike, we have the Andy North of Quinnipiac joining us today.
We really do, in the form of Jeremy Schilling, host of Teeing It Up with Jeremy Schilling on Monday nights, 12 a.m. until 12 a.m. until 1 a.m. Here, joining us on the program. Jeremy, how's everything going?
Just fine and dandy. How are you, Mike? And thank you for that fine introduction. And it's my pleasure to be along the future of the WQAQ Sports Department.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. And for anyone who doesn't know, because Jeremy brought it up, me and Mike Silverman are going to be the new co-sports directors here at WQAQ, and we appreciate that.
Taking over for Mr. New York sitting outside. Let's get right into the Masters, Mike.
We'll start with the Masters. We'll work our way into Tiger Woods. The Masters, Tiger Woods finished a distant second. We had another surprise winner. Talk about what you were thinking during the course of the Masters when Tiger Woods fell behind early, didn't seem to get it going until later on, and again, the lead seemed to just slip out of his grasp where it was just ahead of him the entire time.
Couple things. First of all, Tiger never starts good on Thursday. So I knew that the key for him was Friday and Saturday. Saturday, he did exactly what he had to do, shoot the 68. And if you looked at that leaderboard Saturday night, there were 4 guys who had not done much ahead of him, and then there was Tiger. And then on Sunday, with horrible conditions, with 30-mile-per-hour winds, very tough conditions, everybody backed up except for one guy, and that was Trevor Immelman. Tiger shot an even par 72, could not make anything, any putts to save his life. He said after the round his putting stroke deserted him down the stretch. He missed the big putts on 13 through 16. And that was that. Then he made the smart choice yesterday to go have knee surgery.
So you have to ask the million-dollar question. Was the knee the reason Tiger did not win the Masters?
Very interesting. If you read the Associated Press article, they called up Hank Haney, Tiger's swing coach, and he said that, look, Tiger hit 14 greens on Sunday. His putter lost him the Masters, if you want to look at it that way. However, the knee has curtailed his practice, and people have now today gone back through the video, because people didn't think, there were some hints that possibly his knee could be hurting, but they actually went back through the video, and there were some hints, walking slower, getting out of bunkers more gingerly. His bunker play was lackluster. Could that have been hurt by the knee? And some people have thought that maybe down the stretch at Augusta, his knee was hurting. However, I just want to say one thing, because people have forgotten this when they've read the story. From the AP story, Tiger's knee started hurting him around the middle of last year. That would put us at July, okay? Since July, since the British Open, the tie for 12th, he has gone first, second, first, fifth, second.
I'd say it's pretty impressive, Jeremy. And considering he's not feeling so well with that knee.
Right. And to consider that was knee pain. Cameras caught him at both the BMW Championship in Chicago and the Tour Championship in September, stretching out his knee up against a water cooler. That's the name of the thing. So, considering that, those two events, he went first, and then after that went first, fifth, second. So just to put that in perspective, was this detrimental to his game? No, because he was still winning. But I think what happened was because of the Masters, Augusta's a very, very hilly golf course. It does not come over that way on TV. It probably just got to the breaking point, and he said, look, I have to get this cleaned out, and I'll be fine for the U.S. Open.
And now that he does have this arthroscopic knee surgery, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. Jeremy, I have to pose this question to you. What does this do for the future of golf that he's out 4 to 6 weeks? Again, everyone tunes in to watch Tiger, and they tune in saying, where is he in the standings? Where is he in the standings? Who's around him? Is anyone going to tune in and watch golf now that their leader, their pretty much poster boy is not there now for this time being?
Fantastic question. This is very misleading about the 4 to 6 weeks. He will miss 2 tournaments. The other tournaments in the stretch he doesn't play. He will miss the Wachovia Championship in Charlotte, which he won last year. However, that event has quickly become a favorite across the PGA Tour because they give the caddies Mercedes for the week. The Pro-Am only has 3 golfers instead of 4, and golfers hate the Pro-Ams because they're too long. No, Phil's there, VJ's there, the entire PGA Tour basically. I think that event last year had 29 out of the top 30 in the world. So that event will still have the big names. So that will help golf a little bit. Then he'll also miss the Players' Championship the next week. That's golf's unofficial 5th major. That statistically has the strongest field in golf all year. So you'll still get the big names there. So is it a pain for the tour? Yes. But 4 to 6 weeks is not like any other sport where that could be missing 10, 15, 20 games. This will probably be 2 tournaments. My guess is he will come back at Jack's event, which is the Memorial Tournament, which is sometime in the end of May, take the week off, and then be fine for the U.S. Open. So will it hurt golf? Yes. Kill golf? No. However, just one quick thing. I saw a stat. TV ratings will be hurt because in events that Tiger finished...
Big time.
Because in events that Tiger finished 1st or 2nd in last year, the ratings were 123% higher than when he did not. 123%.
That's unbelievable. Okay, so we have to give some credit to Mr. Immelman, though. Can this guy... This is the 2nd event he's ever won. Now that
2nd event on the PGA Tour.
You're right. Okay, fair enough. Now that Tiger's gone for a couple weeks, do you think Mr. Immelman can continue this, or is this kind of a one-hit wonder like Zach Johnson and he'll fade back into the pack?
Couple things. Zach Johnson will not be a one-hit wonder, guaranteed. Okay. He also won the AT&T Classic about a month after he won the Masters last year. Trevor Immelman has a very, very bright future. He won at the Western Open back in 2006 against Tiger. He won an event in South Africa last year. So will he start a big winning streak? I don't think so because the PGA Tour is so deep, not depth. But will this give him confidence in a shot in the arm? Most definitely. But you guys just look at the rest of the tour right now. Phil's playing well. VJ's basically playing well. Ernie was sick last week, so I don't count that against Ernie. Jim Furyk was in contention for a while last week. So Trevor has a very, very bright future, and he will contend again. This is not a Ben Curtis. This is not a Sean McKeel. This is a guy who Golf Insiders, just like Zach Johnson, knew would have a victory eventually. People just didn't think it would happen last week.
Well, Jeremy, let's ask you this question now. Knowing that Tiger is going to be out for a little while, this kind of opens the playing field for a lesser-known golfer to kind of step in the absence of Tiger Woods and make themselves known or make a name for themselves. I mean, there are going to be guys out there like Phil Mickelson looking for more attention now that Tiger's not in the picture.
Right.
But give me some other names that you think are going to rise in the absence of Tiger Woods.
Great guy. He's been on my fantasy team a lot. By the way, can I just recommend PGAtour.com Fantasy Golf Pick'em? It's a great game. It's the easiest fantasy game I've ever played in my life.
We'll start a Rad Radio Sports Show league.
Fantasy.
About golf fantasy. Anyway, Anthony Kim. This guy, Tiger's best friend on tour, whose name is Marco Mira, said that Anthony Kim right now, I think he's 21 years old, has a better game than Tiger did at 21. And that's saying something.
That's a bold statement.
That is a very
Tiger was playing golf a lot earlier than the 21.
Right. So Anthony Kim is a name that stands out to me. I'm trying to think. There's another one. He's Sean. Is it Sean Marino? I think that's the name. He's in his sophomore season on the PGA Tour. He's been playing very well. And Sean O'Hare, who won the Pods Championship in Tampa about a month ago. People may remember him. He's the guy who blew up on 17 at the Players' Championship last year, hit 2 in the water. Went back, did some work on his swing, won the Pods Championship back in Tampa a couple weeks ago. He's a name that I think can pop up on a lot more leaderboards. But watch out for Anthony Kim, folks.
All right, so Jeremy Schilling, once again, we want to thank you for coming on to the Rad Radio Sports Show with your